Boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Perfect Bag. I'm super excited today. We're talking about Alpaca, not the llama, the bag company. That's right, Alpaca. I believe Alpaca is based in Australia. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie. Oh, that's terrible. I shouldn't do it. I should never do accents. Maybe a dingo ate your baby. No. So, Australia, Alpaca, a cool bag company. They have exploded onto the scene over the last, who knows, 5 years or so. And largely driven by really good marketing. Like Alpaca, if you're watching, hi Alpaca. If you're watching, man, great marketing. Like, great marketing. Okay, so they make sling bags, backpacks, tech pouches. They make a little bit of everything. I'm excited today, though, to show you objectively, not subjectively, objectively, the best bag that Alpaca has ever made. And I've tried a lot of bags from Alpaca. And they're all pretty good, actually. I've only got a few, design quibbles occasionally with Alpaca. And I'll tell you about those quibbles as we go. But let me show you this. This is not it. This is not the bag we're talking about. This is kind of what I expect everybody thinks we're going to be talking about, which is sling bags. It's Alpaca's bread and butter, and they're pretty good at it, honestly. Modern materials, super minimalist, cool form factors, lots of different size options. This is kind of what I think people think when they think Alpaca, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about today this, the best bag that Alpaca has ever made, and it's a tote. Surprise. Huh. Okay, let's get into it. You know what we do on this channel. We do one-take bag reviews. What does that mean? It means you're going to get a very authentic, straight-shot conversation with me about this bag right here, and you're going to get two things that I love about the bag, two things that I think could be better, and that exterior and interior walkthrough. Goodness gracious, we're going to talk about who this tote is the perfect bag for. What is this tote? This tote is the Bravo tote. Alpaca actually has two totes. They've got the Elements tote, which I've looked at on this channel before, and the Bravo tote. Okay, now what's the difference? Well, the biggest difference is this one's badass and the other one's kind of forgettable. Why? Because this tote has insane quality and organization. This is maybe the best work bag that I've ever carried. How about that? Wow. I don't throw that around lightly because I've carried a lot of work bags. This is pretty good for an office carry. Okay, now let's get into the exterior walkthrough first. This is that super modern kind of polyester nylon slick fabric that everybody's using. Air uses it. A lot of the modern bag companies use it. I'm not the world's best with fabric. It's that modern, slick, super minimalist, sleek fabric. It's gorgeous. It's really, really nice. It doesn't pet hair magnet, which is a pet peeve of mine. So occasionally when watching this channel, you will see a white dog hair from my white Australian Shepherd, Bindi. Who might come now that I said her name out loud. She might be summoned. But goodness gracious, what do we have going on here? One big pocket. We'll get into that in a little bit. Nice leather zipper pulls. AquaGuard zippers. We have a really nice tote handle with a built-in strap. Okay, and this strap is non-movable in terms of like sliding. It's built in and sewn into the actual strap, but you can adjust where that sits on your shoulder by moving the buckle around. And this is actually a releasable magnetic buckle, which I don't know why you need on a tote. I think I would have preferred just normal normal strap with no quick release magnetic buckle. I can't imagine a scenario where I would need to quick release my tote bag. Okay, that all being said, they also have built in really handily a swivel hook. We'll talk about this in a second in camera number 2, with a gate hook. So a swivel with a gate, a gated swivel, a swiveling gate. But it also is movable to 4 different attachment points on top of the bag, which will allow you to create a kind of a comfortable carry for yourself on left or right shoulder. So we'll talk more about that when I wear the tote and when you see it in the overhead cam. All right, other features. You have a large set of handles, super long, so that you can, if you wanted to, carry the bag over a shoulder. So you can carry by hand, you can carry over your shoulder, or you can carry by the large strap. 3 different useful and usable carry options, and they're all really good. And this is, like most Alpaca slings, really good straps, really nice seatbelt nylon, good material. Yeah, overall the construction is buttoned up as you would expect from Alpaca. The material choices are nice and classy and minimalist. On the back you also have a luggage pass-through that allows this tote to be vertically set down on top of a roller bag and rolled through the airport, which I just did on my most recent trip, and it worked really, really well. Sat tight up against the grab handle and never had any worries about it tipping the bag over. So, good stuff. You also have, nothing on this side, but on this side, check it out, we have a water bottle holder with a built-in stretchy mesh here. So, what do we have? I've got a hydro flask that fit right into my water bottle holder. So nice to have a water bottle holder on a tote. Usually those are inside the tote, exterior water bottle holder. Nice to have. I didn't use it a ton, but you know, it's nice to drop a 20-ounce Pepsi in there. Pepsi Zero, because I'm not a savage. All right. Good stuff. You got minimal branding down here. You've got no rubberized bottom or differentiated material on the bottom. I think that may be an opportunity to improve. And then on the very back here, you do have a hidden pocket, easy to miss, but it is, hope you can see, we'll go to camera number 2 next, white rip stop on the interior, like an off-white, like kind of a super, super light gray, but really nice honeycomb rip stop material there. So you do have slim pocket on the back of the bag, and I'll show you how deep that pocket goes really quick. It goes to right about here, so it's kind of a passport goods kind of thing. It doesn't take this whole pocket up here, but it does stretch kind of right here. All right, we need to do pockets now, and in order to do pockets we need to switch to camera number 2. So everybody, why don't you meet me there? All right, everybody, here we are in camera number 2 as promised, and this is the front of the tote. And honestly, that's one of my little tiny quibbles about this bag. We'll get to it in a little bit, but this is the front of the tote. All right, let's open up pocket number 1, the main pocket on the front of the tote bag. And you can see like really, really nice ripstop material here. And you can also see that we have a pretty useful long, and it gives a little bit when you pull on it because of the material at the top of the tote. So you've got some good reach on this key leash. Pretty interesting. And interestingly enough, this key leash pops off with a magnet. So that's always a feature that I really enjoy. Actually makes key leashes kind of useful. All right. Then we've got my AirPods, which I've just kind of strapped in here. And we'll pop them off, set them to the side. And let's get into these pockets. All right, so what's going on in these pockets? First off, you have a drop pocket here, and it's a pretty large drop pocket, pretty deep. I've got a cord in here, got a pocket knife in here, but you can see down in here, it's pretty deep pocket. Okay, and then over in this side, it's mirrored, and I have my little coin purse wallet in there. Okay, yep. And then over here, 2 pin holders. Yep, pretty nice. Interestingly enough, they're a little too deep. So what do I mean by that? The pins actually sink a little bit too far into them. So it's not actually a common problem. Usually they're too shallow. In this case,
I've got my flashlight here. This is a Sharpie. Let me put the Sharpie in. You can see the Sharpie disappears. And then you have to kind of go to the bottom and push the pen up. That's a little annoying. These pockets on the side here, the depth is really good. They just needed a little seam at the bottom here so that these weren't quite as deep to make them totally useful. All right, and what's going on the front here? Well, you've got this drop pocket, remember, so good storage here, but then you've got two super stretchy pockets on the side here, and I've tossed hand sanitizer in one, and in the other, car keys. Okay? All right. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 without the pin holders, but really nice organization. It's very, very useful, very usable. And remember, this is the view you'd have if you were wearing this tote over your shoulder and reaching down into it. So quick access pocket on a tote, very useful and usable. Very nice, very nice. All right, I wanted to show you this strap setup really quick now that we're in camera number 2. And you can see here, you've got these swivel hooks on these gate hooks here, and you've got attachment points 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can set it up so that the load is on either side, either like this, so that you would wear it on your right shoulder, or the other way, and you would wear it on your left shoulder with this facing away from your body. I hope you can visualize that, but I'll do that here in a little bit when I model the bag for you. All right, time to get into the main pocket, the main event, but I do want to show you there is a regular zipper, not an aqua guard, but it is a sealed compartment up top, which is nice. Not all totes do that. This tote does, and it does it well. I tend to leave my totes open though, and it's a two-way zipper, so you could meet them in the middle or put it on whatever side that you prefer. So very nice, no issues with that at all. All right, then we open this sucker up. First off, let me pull out this vest, but I did want to show you, you can easily toss a jacket, a vest, sweatshirt, anything you want into this. This main section here is actually pretty large. So pretty good size space here. Really nice to see from Alpaca. Little branding right here. Keep moving forward. Okay. So if you're watching the video, you please do that as well. Keep moving forward. No going backwards. Just keep watching the video. Then you've got 3 really great size pockets. Now, I've got to call out for Alpaca and for everybody else watching. This is the most useful size of pocket ever. And bags that use this size of pocket are insanely great and handy. So it's about Kindle sized, but it holds any size phone. It holds any size battery backup. It holds a Kindle. It holds pouches. Like this is a pouch that I just tossed in, battery backup and some cords. But it could hold a separate drink. It could hold a wallet. It's not so overly defined that it has to be one thing. But man, look at this. Got great pockets here. Great pockets. Like really, really useful. This one on the end is actually a little bit bigger because this one on this side has the water bottle, and it needs to account for the water bottle pocket eating into the main compartment a little bit. So really great design choice there though by Alpaca. Instead of just, making these on the front section here, this pocket on the right loops all the way across the back of the bag here. So really nice design, and it ends up being, a great little set of features. Like bravo. That is very, very well set up inside this bag. You also have right here a laptop pocket, which is felt lined and padded. So I've tossed my laptop in there. And a tablet pocket, which I have tossed in an asterisk book. But you can easily put a 12.9-inch iPad in here. Very cool stuff. Yeah. And the high contrast interior looks great. The material choices are really nice. The space and layout is really good. I think you can start to see why I think this is such a good work bag. Like, wow, really, really nice. Okay, we've done our walkthrough here. Let's get back to camera number 1 and talk about this bag.
Woo-wee! It's a good one. It really is. So let's talk about it. 2 things I love about this bag. The first thing I love about this bag is the organization in the interior of this tote. We just looked at it, but man, oh man, these 3 pockets are so usable and useful for any kind of tech that you carry. I mean, I can toss my gimbals in there. I can toss in any kind of bottle, any kind of pouch, any kind of battery backup, like perfectly sized. Those 3 pockets are dynamite. It's got a great laptop pocket. It's got a great tablet pocket. It's got an exterior water bottle holder. Like, the organization is awesome. The main compartment is dynamite. The second thing I really like about this bag set, and by the way, I'm not knocking the front pocket. It's also good. It is also good. The stretch pockets, especially in the front side, like, it's good. But the interior really was insane. It reminds me a lot of the discreet messenger from ITS that I did not too long ago. Like, just a really nice layout. And that pocket layout it's pretty universal, and it works for everybody, I think. The second thing I really like about this bag is the strap and handle setup. Like, you can't have a tote bag that's uncomfortable to carry. You just can't. Like, throw it in the garbage. You can't have a tote bag that's uncomfortable to carry. The strap setup on this bag is great. So the ability to move the straps from the kind of 11 and 5 or the 1 and 7 on the clock, I hope that makes sense, instead of them being on the end here, actually lets the bag sit really in a great place on your hip. And yeah, it's just really comfortable. The padding on the strap is really comfortable. Again, I don't think I need quick release. I think they could have not done that, but it's not a deal breaker. It doesn't kill anything. So really nice. And then the swivel hooks are the, icing on the cake. It just allows the bag to move and swing without ever having any kind of cord pinch or twisting. Well done. Well done. 2 things I think could be better about this bag. I already gave you some nitpicks, like the pin holders that are too deep and the pins fall all the way down into them. I don't like that. The first thing I'll tell you is, when I pick up this bag, the front looks boring as hell. And I hate that, because for a bag that I love this much, I don't like to look at it and just be uninspired. But I am a little uninspired. It is just a giant field of material. I don't know what they could have done to break it up. Certainly not add one of their stupid little USB dongles on the front of the bag. But, I mean, even just look at this side. Look at how that just one band of nylon webbing elevates the look in the interest, gives it a little sheen, gives it a little textural difference. And then you look at this side, and the AquaGuard zipper just doesn't have the same effect. That kind of U of the AquaGuard zipper, it's missing something. And I don't know what that something could be. Maybe one pocket right here. Look up here. See that tote? I hope you can see that tote. See how visually interesting that is? Look right here. See how Porter added this little leather patch right here, and one snap that you can see, and their little logo in the corner. Visual appeal on the front of a bag is important. Yeah, you have to want to reach for this bag. You have to want to look at this bag throughout the day. And the only thing that falls flat for me is the front of it. It's like buying a car that you don't like the grill. Yeah, I might be too harsh. Maybe you'll look at that and say, that's super slick and minimalist, and I love it. I look at it and say, it's just kind of a boring design. And I know they have it in them, because look at this slash of stretchy material here on the side that gives that pocket some pop. The design functionally is incredible. The front of the bag, the fascia of the bag is underwhelming. Yeah. Oh well. What else do I think could be better? Well, it's a tote. You're going to be setting it down on the ground all the dang time. And it needs a beefier bottom. I think it'll hold up fine over time, but can you imagine this with like a 1000D Cordura footer on the bottom of it? I just worry over time about the bottom of this bag and this kind of modern polyesterish material. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll hold up just fine. But as I found myself setting it on the ground and setting it on the floor of a coffee shop, etc., I wanted something a little beefier on the bottom of the bag. But that all being said, who might this be the perfect bag for? Wow. Y'all, this tote is really good. Like, Alpaca really did a good thing here. And I was pretty underwhelmed. I mean, their Elements tote, the price point on it is bonkers. Like, it's a super cheap tote, but it's super one note and boring. I got my hands on this Bravo tote, and it is a joy to use this thing for work. And you may not think of yourself as a tote person, but you might want to rethink that. You might want to rethink that a tote could actually be the perfect bag for a lot of people out there. Because there are a lot of people out there. Who might this not be the perfect bag for? Totes are not excellent bags, I don't think, for super long transit-based carries. I think a commuter backpack in that situation might be a better fit. And carrying long distances, a tote is certainly not the most comfortable. Even a messenger bag can be more comfortable than a tote bag over long distance and long walks. But there's a lot of us who don't have long walks. There's a lot of us who our commute might be carrying your stuff to your car, then parking your car and carrying your stuff into the building. If you're a teacher, if you live in the suburbs, if the longest part of your commute is waiting on the elevator, then what you really need is a mobile office. What you really need is stuff that can, a carry solution that can move your kit, your work kit, from your house to your car, to your office, to the coffee shop, without losing anything in between, without being unorganized, and a predictable solution where things are going to be where you put them. And a well-organized tote might actually be better for a lot of people than the backpack solutions that they've been depending on. So, I urge you to think about a tote. If what I described about the commuter situation is your commuter situation, don't get hung up on like totes looking like you're going to the farmer's market or anything like that. It's just not the case. Look, this does not fit that bill. The only thing that I think Alpaca could do differently, which is just a hole in the market right now, is there's still not a really great vertical tote option out there. And they've proven that they've been willing to do the vertical slings for vertical iPad carry. Vertical laptop tote is still a hole in the market. Slimmer form factor, doesn't ride as heavily against your hip, and you can set it down in between your legs easier without it sticking out far into aisles and that sort of thing. So, a vertical laptop tote that was about 4 inches taller and cut off at about here would be an interesting addition to the lineup. But for now, what do you need to know? This is, objectively, not subjectively, that's what I'm saying, the best bag Alpaca has ever made. I'm hoping that they continue to iterate on this and bring forward special editions of this bag, because I've been using this for a couple of weeks now, and it is insanely good as a work carry. So y'all are just going to have to trust me or try it yourself. A tote might be the best work solution for you, and this tote is one of the best I've ever used for that purpose. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, I forgot to say, where does it fall short? I did give you a couple of shortcomings, but I don't think this is a good travel tote. Okay, so if you're looking for something that can be a weekender bag, I'd urge you to look at the Mission Workshop Drift Tote. This is a little bit tight for more than a day's worth of stuff. This is more of a minimalist office carry, and I needed to say that. I meant to say that, so apologies that that's a little disjointed and stuck in at the end. Okay, all right, I think it's time for me to wear the tote and model this bag for you. Let's do this thing. Cue the music.